Hello, welcome. Today I want to talk about femininity and masculinity from a tantric perspective. In Tantra, feminine and masculine is not a gender per se, it's more so a strength or qualities within us, and we each have feminine and masculine energy. So the masculine would be represented by Shiva as well, and it's consciousness, stillness, presence, space holding, and also direction. The feminine, that is also represented by Shakti, is movement, energy, creativity, manifestation. It's also life force and liveliness, sensuality, surrender, not in a submission type of way, more in a letting go type of way, and also the ability to change. Feminine is also emotion. Sometimes people call emotion energy in motion, so it's also movement. So one is very still and holding, and the other one is movement and energy, and you can kind of see it like a river. There's the water in the river, but if there was not a river bank or like a bed for the river, the water would just be chaos. It would disperse itself and get kind of lost. So it needs that shape within which it can lead somewhere. The whole strength of that water can really be directed somewhere and flow in that way. And so that's how feminine and masculine in the tantric sense really work together and support each other, because also if that river bank, if that bed of the river didn't have water in it, it would just be a dry, empty hole kind of thing. And so masculine without feminine becomes empty. It becomes empty of life. And feminine without masculine becomes chaos. Also, I find that it can be really helpful to play with this idea, but if you don't find that using these words or using this idea of a dual energy is helpful, don't do it. So we can, of course, play with polarity within relationships and within sexuality, that one person kind of becomes that consciousness and that space holding and that direction, and the other can surrender and let go and really be also in emotion and in movement. But we also all have feminine, masculine within us, and would become really dry or really chaotic if we didn't have both of these energies within us. So the inner marriage is the marriage of both these energies within ourselves. And it's really important to know how to activate the feminine and the masculine within you, and to have a sort of balance with these two things. And it doesn't mean that one person needs to have 50% feminine, 50% masculine. Some people will thrive more on having a bigger percentage of like the energy that they have or the things that they do be kind of more feminine, and the masculine part is a bit smaller, and the other way around can be true as well. So we each have a comfortability level, but it needs to feel balanced within. So I'm going to talk about how you activate your feminine and how you activate your masculine. To activate your feminine, you can, for example, play with non-linear movement, meaning movement that doesn't go from A to B and that isn't super structured, more so movement that is about flow, about sensing your body, and it can be a form of dance that is very free flowing. For example, you can play with senses. Your sensuality is a huge part of femininity. So connecting with the sense of sight and looking and enjoying looking at beautiful things, connecting with the smell, connecting with tasting things, and touch is a huge activator, and it can be self-touch. It can also be taking a bath, so your skin is being touched and you're even directly connected with the element of water. And you can even make a bathtub scented, so then you activate different senses at the same time. And also, if you're a woman, connecting with your cycle can be a very powerful way to connect with your feminine side. So your menstrual cycle, or if you're going through other hormonal changes like menopause or pregnancy, really connecting with the way that this sweeps your body and moves your body can be really beautiful. If you like this video so far, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. With the masculine side, this is basically what society teaches us a lot, which is make a to-do list and use that direction to structure your day a little bit. Having clear routines, maybe specific set times for when is breakfast, lunch, and dinner happening, or a bedtime. Exercising, but in a way that is much more linear and structured. For example, weight training. That's a great masculine type of movement where you really go from A to B in the movement. You could go for meditation, really engaging with stillness and space holding in that way. What I find interesting is that this idea really puts both these qualities, the feminine and the masculine, at the same level of importance. Both are super important. And we live today in a society that generally tends to praise more masculine traits, like the type of spirituality that is seen as serious and as proper spirituality is generally the one where you meditate, for example, nowadays, and you are in stillness. Oh, that's really good spirituality. Or if you are a hardworking person that works with a lot of structure and to-do lists and achievement oriented, that is seen as like a really, really high quality, whereas someone being particularly lively or intuitive or creative is not necessarily praised as much if it's not towards like goals and productivity. So I think it's an interesting thing to see. If you're a woman and you want to deepen your connection with your feminine side, I really recommend my breath activation practice. It's a free audio guided practice that you will find down below. And if you want one-on-one coaching with me, please write to me. I will also put more infos below. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.